What it do, yo? Welcome to Pot of Coffee Podcast with your hosts, Bruce and Brooklyn.
How you doing today, Brooklyn?
Flying high, flying high.
It's gonna be like that, huh?
Apparently. What have you been up to besides piloting?
Choking?
Piloting.
Well, I've been working on a raffle.
Yeah.
Yep. And what we got going on is we have our 420 raffle. We need 420 followers on Twitter, 420 subscribers on YouTube and WeedTube, and 420 likes on Facebook. We're going to take all 420 names for each platform.
420?
Yeah, I wonder if we set a number now. And each like or subscribe or follow is actually your entry.
So let me get this straight. So would we get to 420 followers on Twitter?
Yep.
420 subscribers on YouTube and the WeTube?
Separately.
Separately.
Each one could do it separately. I got a piece for each one, and each one's a separate raffle.
And the Facebook?
And the Facebook.
So 4 separate pieces for 4 separate platforms.
Yep. That's how we're going to do it.
That's how we roll. That's because we love y'all and we appreciate y'all.
They're really nice glass pieces, too.
Yeah.
And the only thing I think that we're going to have an issue here with is you got to be 21.
Must be 21 to win.
Other than that, I will bubble wrap it and secure it and
Happily wrap.
Send it off with some love.
Well, I got something awesome. Just about as awesome. Well, maybe not that. I wouldn't say just about, but close to awesome.
Just about, close to, but not enough.
I'm going to do a philosophical show.
Philosophical?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Thinking.
Like deepness?
Like deep. Like something like you just kind of like just pass that shit to the person to the left on you and think.
Pass that person to the left on you.
And ask them those questions and see what they think.
Pass the person to the left on you, ask them questions and see what they think.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this is going to be a pretty good show.
Yep.
All right.
So I don't know if you've heard
that bird is the
that
word.
I'm a dork and I absolutely love the Bill and Ted movies, and they're coming out with a Bill and Ted 3.
Okay.
I bring this up because in the first one, when they're in the high school and they got to do the presentation and they're going around, one of the people who they picked up was Socrates.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
And Socrates was, really big with the philosophical stuff.
Who was all the people they picked up? I know one was
Joan of Arc.
Napoleon.
The Piglet. What was it, like the Ziggy Piggy? When they made him eat all the ice cream?
Yeah.
Ziggy Piggy. But yeah, they kept on calling him Socrates because they couldn't pronounce it.
Socrates.
But it was Socrates. And my favorite part is when they're sitting in on one of his lessons before they even got to him.
Okay.
And they pick up like the sand and they're like, all we are is dust. They blow the sand in the wind. But, which brings me to a point, like, if you think about it the way that they're thinking about it with the songs and stuff, like, that shit's deep. All we are is dust in the wind.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a lot of the songs and stuff are, they're using simple words and stuff, but there's such a deep meaning when they wrote these songs, especially songs from, like, back in the day. I'm sure songs nowadays...
from back in the day, but songs like nowadays are like, big booty ho, big booty ho.
But what if he loves that big booty ho that deeply?
That deeply that he loves that big booty ho.
So maybe it has just as much meaning as, the dust in the wind.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe.
You could love a big booty.
I don't know. I don't know. No comment. I'm neither here nor there on the subject, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, I've got Well, I'm reading this one, right? And as I'm reading it, like it like starts to think. Like your brain just starts to think right then and there. Like as you're reading the
As
words.
you're reading, you start to think.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope that's how it goes.
My first question is, what hearth? All right. Well, I can't Brooklyn talk ever anymore.
Because we spend all day
Talking.
writing and talking and working, and by the time we actually get to recording, I think it's been such a long day, but we're in the best mood at this time.
It's been many takes.
Yeah, it's the end of the day unwind.
But what harsh truths do you prefer to ignore?
What hard truths do I prefer to ignore?
Yeah.
You know, I'm pretty guilty about a lot of that. There's a lot of stuff in my town, the town that I currently live in, where I don't believe in their ways. So it's kind of like an old school town, and they're kind of stuck, a little bit old fashioned. So since I live in a town like that, and I'm kind of not, I'm like an outsider there.
Yep.
I kind of don't involve myself with anything, and you can't stand up for yourself or stand up for what's right because you're outnumbered. So I kind of ignore all the problems.
So you live like in the footloose town.
Kinda, a little.
They don't want no dancing around there.
They don't want no change or nothing. They just want their old ways. But for me to live here without,
So you're saying like you're just like one of those people that just like sits back and like, even though there's like, some fucked up shit happening. I mean, obviously, if it was like to the point where I think if somebody was in danger, or if like something was just like blatantly wrong, I'm sure you would say it if it happened in front of you. But for the most part,
that stuff's out of my control.
Neither here nor there, and you just like staying quiet.
If I went, say, to my town meeting, I would be laughed at, and then they'd probably harass me because I just the best thing for me to do is keep quiet and hunker down and just stay away from that. Which works for me because I'm a quiet person anyway. But if I did see something like somebody was in actual trouble, or someone was, say, trying to get an old lady's purse, or I would definitely step up and do the right thing, or help the person that's doing good, and obviously help defeat the bad, like superhero or something.
Superhero.
Yeah.
Super Bruce. I guess with me, my biggest weakness, as far as like what harsh truths that I prefer to ignore, I like to see the absolute best in everyone. I truly like to ignore. Look, I mean, I'm not talking like, obviously I'm not oblivious. I know that there's like murderers and rapists and big, just like people who, just don't even need to belong here. But with everything else besides those things, like I always try and see the good in everybody. I really don't think that there's like, I think everybody has the potential to be good.
They do. I agree with you, and I try to see the good in everybody. And I have a couple people that do a lot of bad, and I always see good, and I've kept them around for years. And, they're still actually good friends of mine. And just because, they keep making mistakes doesn't make them a bad person. What makes them a bad person is if they're still not trying to do good in their heart. So, say something, for instance, like drinking. You're trying to quit drinking or whatever, but you can't because it's got the claws into you. But as long as it's in your heart and you're trying your damn best to quit it, you're still good. But now if you give up and it's not in your heart and you're like, fuck it, I'm just a drunk, and you're just going to keep drinking, well,
yeah,
I can't really. I kind of look at everything that way.
Want it.
Not even say want it, at least have some sort of drive or something, or, don't give up. You really can't give up. If you give up, I'm not saying that we should give up on someone that gives up.
No, but at some point you have to have some sort of like, there has to be some sort of line drawn and say, look, I've given you all the love that I can give you, and you're not wanting to learn or grow or change.
And that's exhausting. I've really tried to help a lot of friends get off booze and a couple other things over the years and stuff, and just trying to help them is exhausting. Because they don't listen. The only person they can listen to is themselves. And I went through that myself. I had a big drinking problem and all that other stuff, and I wouldn't listen to anybody. You couldn't tell me nothing because I was always right.
Right.
But once I cleared my mind and actually had my detox and got my brain back, and I had more control over myself instead of booze having control over me, I realized how I affected everybody and how everybody was trying to help me. But then you're in a position where you treated everybody like crap for so many years that you can't even thank them for being there for you all them years. So it's a real hard, sticky situation when you're, or at least that's what my experiences are. I'm sure everybody's is different. But
I think when you add anything chemical, anything that has some sort of chemical change into the body, it blocks any receptor that you have to even trying to be open to be good. Does that make sense?
Well, I wouldn't say be open to be good, but I think I do agree with the chemicals. I think they just block your thinking. Kind of, instead of you thinking for yourself, like with me with the booze was doing the thinking.
Right.
No matter how hard I tried it, I'd wake up in the morning and say, I'm not going to drink today, or this, that, and the other thing, or, you know, even before I was trying to quit drinking, I'm not going to drink till after 5 o'clock or afternoon, and, you know, that time always changed.
Right.
There's always a reason, or there's always an excuse why you need to do it earlier, or why you need it now, or this, that, and the other thing. And that's really not you thinking. That's the booze thinking for you. That's the addiction thinking for you. You know, and it's a struggle. I mean, beer and all that's a serious thing. Any addiction's serious, and I wouldn't even say one's worse than the other, because you could be addicted to something as simple as
coffee.
Coffee, sugar, anything, and be just like a heroin addict and have that bad of a problem or that bad of addiction. Now you might not have the same, your body might not be deteriorated or have all them physical problems, but your mental and all that other stuff can be just as bad, where you can't function without that chemical or whatever.
Yeah. I just think it just creates such a illusion to the person who is addicted to whatever the substance is.
They got total blinders on because the substance is doing your thinking for you.
Yeah.
And the person really doesn't know they're doing that. Like I said, I personally went through it for a very long struggle with that, and I had no clue. I thought I was always doing good. I was one of them guys that always worked and didn't really, but eventually it always comes crashing down on you. I would never go back to chemicals. I'm an all-natural person now. It's hard for me to, even if I'm sick or something and I'm at the doctor and the doctor wants to say, well, this pill's going to help you for whatever reason or such, I am very leery about that pill.
Yeah.
Because even
it should be.
Well, there might be a natural herb or remedy.
The list of side effects for any medication that they give you is a mile long.
A lot of them are worse than what they're giving you the medication for.
Yeah.
But there might be a natural herb or an essential or some kind of different topical, or there's a lot of different things that you could use besides putting a chemical pill.
Yeah.
When I lived in Asia, they had these like medicine markets and herb markets where all the stores were like herbs and little medicine shops, and there's all natural stuff and roots and stuff like that.
Well, I think the doctors too would even prescribe for you to go to some of those places to get some of that stuff.
Yep, and if you ever notice, the Asian culture, a lot of them people live in 100 years old.
Yeah.
Now in American culture, 70.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's old. But 70 in Asia, they're still at work. They're not even retired.
Yeah.
They're out there shoveling snow and pulling these big carts, and
they don't stop.
No.
They don't stop. They keep going.
Yep, to the day they're done.
And I think that's important, though. I think that's important to always keep moving, to always have something to do.
You do. And whether it's physical or mind, it's all exercise. You got to exercise your mind as much as you got to exercise your body.
That was a good first question.
Was it? What was the question?
It was, what harsh truths do you prefer to ignore?
Yeah. It is sad that you got to ignore a lot of stuff in the world because of the way society is. Kind of like my situation where I live right now. Mm-hmm. I'm forced to ignore what's going on in my town because I'm the only one that's not from that town.
I feel like I try to do it, and it's I don't consciously go like, all right, I'm going to ignore this. I just do it because I've been doing it my whole life. But I think I think it's better for my soul when I ignore it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel better not thinking that there's evil and all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But sometimes, too, you see a problem right in front of you, and you really know that maybe somebody might hear you if you try to do something about it. But at the same time, you know they're definitely going to just ignore you. They're going to belittle you and all that other stuff. But sometimes it is just better just not to have the trouble. Or even if I have to continue to live here. So if I try to make the change for the next, say, 20 years, if I decide to stay in this town, everybody in this town is going to hate me.
I think it's always best when it's said, like, you know, lead by example.
You know what I always thought that I lived by that's
teach,
best?
You know, your friends around you, your family around you,
Oh.
you know, you teach them through your actions.
You know what I always thought was best that an older gentleman told me back in the day? Don't shit in your own backyard.
Yeah.
So I got to consider this whole town as my backyard, and it's just, I like to sleep soundly. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So yeah, there was a question in there, and we did answer it pretty good, I think.
I think so.
Good job.
It's again, this is, you know, questions that even after you feel like you're done with the conversation of that question, that you're still thinking
Seriously.
about that question.
And you know, it's a big coincidence that Bruce put on these sea turtles. They're kind of philosophical.
Sea turtles?
Yeah.
How are sea turtles?
Remember the ones in Nemo? They were kicking knowledge, the old wise turtles.
Were they?
Yes, they were. Except they said dude a lot.
Dude.
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 Is free will real
Free will?
or just an illusion?
Anymore? Well, if you look at it, I guess, the way I see it, like law-wise, it's an illusion. Because really, like government-wise and this, that, and the other thing, they say, yeah, your constitution, your rights, and blah, 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 blah. But you really can't do whatever you want.
What do
You're
you,
not
what,
free.
What do you... What
You're
do
not free in America. Now, free will, you have the free will to decide if, you know, you're going to rob that bank or not. You have the free will to decide if you're going to break their laws.
So you're seeing it as more of like a good and evil. Free
No, I'm seeing it more of you don't have the freedom you think you have. And you don't have the free will to make the choices, because if you make the wrong choice, you know what the consequences are. They're always jail.
Right.
So, there's not a choice left. You have to do what they say. So you really don't have free will. You think you got free will.
So, but like, I mean...
Just like your rights, you have your constitution and this, that, and the other thing. And let a cop slap handcuffs on you, and you don't really have those rights. Those are TV rights.
I mean, but how deep do you go with it? I mean, do you sit there and go, you know, like from the very second that you wake up, like you chose to get out of bed, you chose, you know what I mean? Do you do it like that, or do you think of it more along the lines of?
You could, or spiritual wise, you mean?
Well, no, just like
I think you have free will and freedom with your spirit. I don't
Yeah.
think you have free will on. Maybe, like in America, we
Yeah.
don't have freedom. We cannot do what we want. We have little
but
freedoms.
You shouldn't, though.
We have
with
little
certain
freedoms,
things.
like,
I
you know,
mean,
you could travel here, there, and they call that a privilege. Like driving a car is a privilege. They let you do what, you know what I mean? You want to smoke cigarettes underneath 18 or 21, whatever the age is now.
You're not allowed to.
You're not allowed
It's
to.
21,
They
I
let
think
you.
They switched it, didn't they?
I think so. Certain states allow you to smoke medical, or certain states allow you. Nobody can do what they want.
Right.
You know, can you go in your car and speed if you wanted?
But it's my free will to speed and get the ticket, or to not speed and not get a ticket. That's my free will. That's the way I see it.
But that's the only free will that they're letting you have. That's the choice that they're letting you have. You're
But
not making
that's
your
not-
own choices.
I am making my own choice.
No, they're laying out the choice for you.
There's only two choices. To do good or to do bad. To do right or to do wrong.
But who
To
said,
do one religion or to do another religion.
who says what's right or who's wrong?
That's when morality comes into play. Your own morality. That's the fine line there.
Okay, but why is the government?
Between free will and morality.
But why is the government in between those two, telling us what laws and? You see the way I'm looking at it totally different than you, but I just don't feel free the way the world's set up right now. I can go in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the woods, and not see a person or hear a sound but nature for as far as the eyes can see, and you still won't be free. You might be free for them hour or whatever you are in the woods, but realistically you're not, because they're watching.
Man broke you down.
It really did.
Wow.
But I know I have a lot of experiences with the man.
Just leave it at that, folks.
The man.
So, is there a meaning to life? If so, what is it?
I think I know the meaning to life. Love's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything probably greater than that. Because if you have kids, you love them. You get married, girlfriend, whatever. I mean, once you find love, what else is left? Nothing's more important.
I agree, and I think, like, and look, you know, whatever you believe in, you know, and I'm for that, and that's your right, and that's fine with me. I believe in that there is a higher being, and I truly believe that God is love, and that's our goal as well, is to just be love with God.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, love.
And I think that's why we keep, like, reincarnating, because
So,
we're not getting it.
the meaning of life would be finding love. Or finding your true love. Because you can find false loves.
Yeah.
Because I love my dog.
That's not false love. That's a true love.
What, me loving my dog?
Yeah.
No, it's a different feeling.
So
Then-
you're thinking the ultimate love is different than an emotion?
Like your soulmate type of thing. You love your soulmate totally different than you love your girlfriend. And not that you should be loving them at the same time. but but you know what I'm saying? Say you're dating a girl for 10 years. And you're madly in love with her and you guys have a great relationship. And for some reason you meet some girl, you know, one day and you break it off with your other girlfriend. But it's a whole different love because you actually found your soulmate. You never experienced that love with anyone else. You can't experience that love with your dog. I mean, I guess if your dog is your soulmate, and it might be for some people, then you would experience that. But I wouldn't say that if you're happily married to, say, your spouse, and you have, I mean, that complete feeling, you're not going to have the same feeling with your dog.
Yeah, I think our true selves is our souls. Like, that's our true, that's us. Like, this is like a meat suit.
A meat suit.
Yeah. And, you know, our souls are our true selves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. No, like, for real though.
I'm serious. That's kind of like when you're making love and you have one of them real big grand finales at the end. Like the biggest, best one you ever had in your life.
And you feel like you just, like, merged with the other person.
Yeah, it feels like your soul's touched or like you got your soul sucked out. Not that way. Like y'all switched, you know, your essence.
Like you went to a different dimension.
Yeah,
like a different plane.
It's like you exchange essence.
Yeah. Where is the line between art and not art?
I don't think there's one. Everything could be art, can it?
I suppose. I mean, I guess it's in the eye of the beholder. Like, whoever likes that piece or the painter, it would be their discretion.
Well, I know a lot of people think graffiti's not art, but I think it's art.
It can be.
It can be. There's a lot of bad graffiti, but I bet you the guy that had the spray paint can had to start somewhere, and I bet you in 5 years he's doing some awesome mural on the side of a building somewhere or something, and he did a crappy job in that train. So maybe
Like, you think he's
practice.
just, like, honing his skills?
Yeah. Learning, you gotta start somewhere.
I've heard, and they always make a joke about it, like on TV and stuff. Like, you see a lot of like the skits where the artist is in it and it's just like trash. Or like, you know, just like something hideous, like a car wreck.
Yeah, like a car wreck, just like
Yeah.
pictures.
But it's like, oh, that's the best art I've ever seen.
Yeah, some of it's weird, but I guess people see meaning in different things, and people look at things in a different way. Right? Everybody sees something different. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, eye of the beholder.
I could look at a flower and think it's beautiful, and you could look at a flower and think it's the ugliest flower. But I think both, either way, there's ugly art and there's pretty art, so anything could be art. Right. I don't think you can draw a line.
I don't know.
I don't think there is one.
I guess there really is none. Like, you know, there's just some people like this, some people like that.
I mean, there's arts where people just like splatter paint, but it's sometimes now some of them.
That's the best art I've ever done.
Some of them look really pretty though. Some of them look like they actually splattered paint.
I've tried watching like Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
And I've tried painting and doing the same stuff that he does. Like, I've gotten like all the brushes. I've tried to do all that stuff. Never once did I have happy anythings.
You need to draw more trees, man.
I'm telling you.
Happy
Nothing
little
came out
trees.
happy or little.
You need happy little trees.
I really, kudos to artists.
I'm pretty good at art.
I've seen a couple of your drawings.
I could do some art. If I really focus and I sit down and I take my time and I clear my head, I could do it. I haven't done it in years, but when I have to do it, I could do really good at it.
Didn't you also used to carve, like wood carve?
Yep. I used to do like a mallet and a chisel type carving.
That's some crazy skill.
Just like one little chip at a time.
I've seen like those shows where they like the wood and the chainsaw and they like make like a bear out of it.
Yeah.
Did you do stuff like that?
We did a carousel horse for a project once.
Wow.
And it was a whole class, and there was a bunch of us chipping away on a bunch of big blocks of wood until it was a real carousel horse. But we don't use no machines or nothing at all. Everything's these little tiny chisels and a little hammer, and you sit there and knock, 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 like a little woodpecker. Knock, knock. And you make these little curls.
How'd that go?
Knock, knock, knock. I forgot about them. We had like 200 people laughing at us sitting there, and I totally forgot about them.
I did realistically try. I for real, I really, really tried to be like an artist, but like I can't draw. Like my stick figures are bad. So I tried like, I think like the one that I did was like a vase with a feather sticking out. Came out okay, but like okay for a 6th grader. I mean, not like professional stuff.
Yeah, but that's just not your type of art. Now look at the stuff. Look at the stuff you do on the computer now, and you're designing all our logos and all that other stuff. And even though that's not like free flowing painting art, what you're doing is still
vision.
art.
Yeah, I have a good vision. You know what I mean? Like I could be like, oh, I want a coffee here, and I want a this there, and that there, and put it all together. I just can't, do the design part of it.
Like physically draw it.
Yeah. I've done like swirl art. That's been good, like some abstract stuff. But yeah, as far as like putting a freaking butterfly on the tip of a freaking toddler, I don't know.
I always had a problem drawing people. Now I could draw something like a butterfly on a flower, or I used to do a lot of still life paintings.
Still life? Yep,
and oil paintings. And you know what still life is?
Isn't that like what I did with the vase and the feather?
I don't know what you did with a vase and the feather.
No, that was that one painting that I did.
It's when you stick a bunch of stuff on a little table and you draw. Yeah, that's cool. I always enjoyed doing that, and it'd be like, I guess like a bunch of fruit or a lamp or a vase and a feather, stuff like that.
Taxidermy.
No.
I just picture like you get like a dog or something stuffed, and then just putting it on the table with like other animals that you've had stuffed.
And then just
create
drawing
a
them.
seed and then just draw it.
I mean, I guess there's some taxidermists that I guess would be considered an art too.
Yeah, because they pose them and stuff, don't they?
I went to, I think it was called the Northeast. It's like a farm expo or hunting expo. They do it in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and it's like one of the biggest in the East Coast or this side of the country. And we were up there, and they had a giant taxidermy like exhibit, and all the taxidermists would show off their work, and you would see deers that are drinking out of a pond, and it was like it was real. It was like it was so live. And mountain lions and every kind of different.
What about that? Like that what's her name? Madam Something's Wax Museum.
It was kind of like that.
Have you ever seen those?
I've seen pictures. I've never seen it in person.
Well, yeah, I've seen pictures too, never in person.
But
that's crazy.
These look like the actual animal, and even the water be like whatever that poly or whatever. But even that would look like real water, and they have some beautiful scenes. But I'd rather see the animals not.
Yeah, not stuffed.
Yeah, I'd rather see them, in their really real, like live, in their really real life.
Really real life.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to live a good life?
We had a lot of art. From taxidermy to abstract to still life. Maybe we're artists deep down.
What?
I don't know. What was your question?
I
was still on art.
What does it mean to live a good life?
I'm gonna go back to the love thing.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter.
Connections.
It doesn't matter if you do bad, as long as you learn from your mistakes, I think. And obviously always improved or always try to do better or, never really give up and stuff. I think that's pretty much a good life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think to give your all and to love with all the love that you have in you.
Because you could even be in a shitty situation and still have the same feeling as a person in a good situation. If you're in your right spot, in your humbleness and your soul and all that other stuff too.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where you are, what your situation is, what your class or whatever, you know what I mean? It's a soul thing.
Yeah.
I mean...
Definitely a soul thing. I just think and it's funny, so many people laugh at a lot of the new age stuff, like the chakras but that's all your soul. That's all your soul, man. Love. Just love. And it's good to be like that, man.
It's positive. I try to smile at people.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was in a parking lot today, and there was a lot of people going in and out of the store. And I smiled at everyone.
See, but that doesn't count because your mask has a smiley face painted on it.
I wasn't wearing a mask. I was in my car. I was in my car and the window was rolling down and I was smoking a cigarette. And I wasn't near nobody or nothing. But I was parked in front of the store, so everybody that walked in would look at me and stuff, and I had my radio on and this, that. So I was sitting there and every person that walked by and looked at me, I made sure I gave them a big smile. Hopefully that brightened up their day a little bit. And a lot of people smiled back or waved. Even the biggest, scariest looking person that looked all mean getting out of his truck or whatever because he's working hard and it's about 100 degrees out. He smiled back. So maybe that made a difference in their day. Or it could have been that cool ass reggae music I was playing too.
You're never fully dressed without a smile.
What?
You're never fully dressed without a smile.
Who said that?
It was on Annie.
Annie. Who's Annie?
Annie. The little orphan.
Oh, the Hard Knock Life.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah.
It's a Hard Knock Life.
Yeah.
For us.
Instead of kisses, we get kissed.
That's all I know about that.
But no, yeah, that was one of the songs. You're never fully dressed without a smile.
Okay.
But think about it. Like, if somebody's having a miserable day, maybe that smile just meant that much to them.
That's what I think. Especially the way the world is now. I think everybody just... They just need that.
Yeah.
And if they don't need it, well...
Everybody needs it.
We could beat one into them. Maybe we should go around beating smiles into people.
That's such an oxymoron of everything that you just stood for.
You beat smiles with smiles, though. I didn't say you use, like...
Your fists.
Yeah. So then you get, like, you get all your homies, and you go back and you find this dude, and he's all
You just all grin.
All, like, 10 of you surround him and just smile at the dude.
Just grin.
Yeah. He can't do nothing but laugh back, and then see, there's love. Now you're all friends. Now you got
It's
11
like-
people in your circle, and then you could go find some other dude that's all pissed off, and all 11 of you can circle him. He'll laugh, join your circle, now you're up to 12.
It's like that Jeff Foxworthy joke where he was like, when you're arguing with your wife, you gotta both get naked because you can't argue with a naked person.
I could.
It's just love.
I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Get naked. Why? Because you're gonna laugh.
Yeah, I don't think that would work too well. I think that would make me more ticked off if I was ticked off. I'd be like, now I gotta deal with this crazy? What kind of crazy is this shit going on?
What crazy are you today?
What crazy am I? Is that another one of your questions?
No, it should be though, probably.
I thought it was, so I guess we should...
What's your level of crazy today?
My level of crazy normally runs, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, I normally run about a 14. You laugh.
I go like from like 1 to 10 to 2,
It says at the 2.
back to 11, and then it'll go like 5 for like a couple of hours, and it'll shoot back up to 25 out of 10.
Wow. Wow. Brooklyn's doing math again,
I'm like
folks.
50 Shades of Crazy.
Right.
It's the truth. Why do you think we dream?
I don't dream.
I don't buy that nonsense. I still dream.
I really don't.
I have fucking crazy dreams.
I've been doing this a lot longer than Brooklyn now. That could be why I don't dream. And everybody's different.
Well, I think we dream to warn us. It's like several reasons. Sometimes, like, I've had dreams of friends that have passed away. Just chilling and talking and stuff. And, like, I really think that that they visited me in my dream, or family, too. Visited me in the dream. I also think that it's to warn us of things. Like deja vu type stuff.
Okay.
I think it also helps us work out some internal, like, emotional baggage and stuff, too.
Maybe I wish I could start dreaming that. That'd be good to work stuff out while I'm sleeping. But instead I just sit there awake all night working stuff out without sleeping.
Yeah, you're supposed to do that while you sleep.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way with me. I'm all jacked
the
up.
best way.
But yeah, I really don't. Unless I do and I don't remember none of them, but I really don't.
They did a study of people that have said that they don't really dream or they don't remember their dreams.
Yeah.
And what they did was they told them to go to bed with the intentions of wanting to remember their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And like what they would call a dream journal. Because sometimes, so like, I guess it like took like a week or so for them doing this, and then all of a sudden they started remembering their dreams, but it was only like little bits and pieces. So when they wake up, they have to like write it down right away. And then they started, like, after doing this for so long, they actually started all remembering their dreams.
Maybe I don't remember mine because they're nightmares.
Could be.
So I don't want to even...
I have zombie nightmares a lot.
I'm going to leave it alone. Zombie nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's because you watch a lot of...
I do watch a lot of horror stuff.
You watch a lot of horror stuff.
Horror.
Give me a question.
Horror. Where does your self-worth come from?
My self-worth. I'm really not good at that stuff. Self-worth.
I think it comes from your surroundings, like people who you surround yourself with.
Wouldn't it be what you accomplished, though? Too? Also?
Yeah, you could take all that into consideration.
I guess there's many ways, since it's
philosophical.
All of these are kind of, I wouldn't say trick questions, but they can be looked at many different angles.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it. You know, that's part of the
Brings up
thinker itch.
Yeah.
It. But like, I think it comes from like a multiple amounts of like your self-confidence, and you get that from like the people around you. Obviously, you know how many times that you've done it.
I've done it a lot.
How many times you've succeeded with it.
Yeah.
And then like your feedback.
Like how you react to it?
No, like, so you did a project for work, and then like, even if you didn't get to like, you know, you finished top, like, but you were close and up there, like, people going like, you did a really good job.
Like, the pat on the backs.
Yeah.
Well, that would go back to confidence, wouldn't it? And the people you're
Yeah.
around.
Well, that's how it's all formed, really.
Now, what about someone that doesn't have people around them and they're on their own?
There have been studies where people who are like that succeeded, you know, despite all the challenges that were
A lot of them
put against
succeed.
them.
A lot of the loner people succeed more
Mm-hmm.
because they have more drive and they don't have a lot of people getting in their way.
Yeah. So it could just be like your own drive, like you said. You know what I mean? Like your own personal drive.
So if you're gonna, you know, say, sit on your butt and not do something about something, then obviously your self-confidence and all that stuff we're talking about would be low.
Right.
And if you would have a lot of drive and you know, put everything you got into something or whatever your project is or whatever you're doing,
Right.
I mean, your confidence will be high in yourself. So you really don't need the people around you. I mean, I'm sure that helps, though. Having a bunch of, like, your best friends and people be like, yeah, man, it fucking rules. Right?
Yeah.
But we got a button for those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll cheer for us. You want me to hit the button, didn't you?
No, I was waiting for you to before I was to say something again.
No. Those guys go on forever.
Yeah.
Like, they get so rowdy and that they're just like, wah! And then we end up sitting here waiting for them all to calm back down. We gotta be like, simmer down.
Like, simmer.
Simmer down, guys.
Simmer. Silencio, por favor.
What?
Yo, I said it. Because I'm well learned.
That one guy, too.
Silencio.
He's loud.
How do you think humans will go extinct as a species?
What's silencio mean?
Quiet. Silence.
Silence. Okay, what was your question? Sorry.
How do you think humans as a species will go extinct?
I don't think we will. I think the dumb people will go extinct. But the smart people, obviously. There's always going to be with some kind of human. I mean, we're the most intelligent species on the planet. Besides dolphins, they're fucking smart.
Yeah, they are. And
But land creature-wise, I mean, look at us. We build buildings and all that other stuff. Go in the jungle, you don't see no supermarket. So I can see everything else going away, but we're still going to be here. And even if we get... like all the animals are gone, we could already make like synthetic food, so.
I think that humans will go extinct because, so, you know, you had the Neanderthal and then you have humans. I think humans will eventually evolve.
Well, yeah. Neanderthals didn't go extinct. We are them. They just
Well,
evolved.
they're Neanderthals, they're technically extinct.
They're not extinct.
They
That's
are.
us.
Look it up. Google.
Google. I don't even like Google.
But so I think that's how humans will go extinct. Is we'll like evolve.
See, that's not really going extinct because you're still, that's like saying like a tiger at first didn't have a tail.
What?
Like a saber-toothed tiger had big teeth and didn't have a tail. But now regular tigers don't have big teeth and they have tails. So that's saying this is a totally different species. It's just evolved into today's tiger. It's still a tiger.
I think you're wrong.
I think I'm fucking awesome.
You are really awesome.
I think, no, it's just the way I see things. It's physical-occupable. Nobody can fucking be wrong. You know what I mean?
So then shush your mouth and let me finish.
Wow.
Humans will go extinct because they're going to evolve.
Which means they won't go extinct.
I'm not wrong.
Evolve.
It's philosophical.
Falafel-ophagus.
That was what you said.
No,
you said it.
Ooh. But no, they're still not going extinct. They're just adapting.
Adapting.
Yeah, that's your evolution is your adaptation.
Could be.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Nobody's wrong.
Nobody's wrong. It's philosophical.
Brooklyn picks the hardest words just
because I won't be able to ever say them ever.
And the worst part about it is you should see me trying to title these to upload them. How do you spell this?
And I gotta ask Siri.
Yeah.
Siri, how do you spell precipitation?
We were uploading it and Siri yelled at you today.
What's the word?
He actually was nasty.
I have a boy Siri and he's from England.
But you asked him for the second time and he was just like...
At first he was like, I didn't hear you. And then I repeated it. And he was like, oh, wait, listen, bitch. I got this. Take the back seat.
He legit was like, wait a minute or something. And then he gave you the answer. And I was like,
this.
Damn. It was like you had to wait for him to get up off the couch or something.
His favorite commercial is on.
Yeah, I'm glad I got a different model phone than you because your Siri's mean.
My Siri's pretty cool, though. He's really nice.
If my Siri yelled at me...
Just gotta get to know him.
If my Siri talked to me like that, I'd throw my phone.
You curse at your Siri.
She don't even talk to me. Maybe that's why she don't talk to me like that. She's scared of me. She never understands me.
Do you think it's possible to live a normal life and not ever tell a lie?
What is a normal life?
Oh, yeah, what is a normal life? Like, what would you consider a normal life?
I'm really big on the truth where it hurts people very badly.
I lied as a child.
Where I don't say nothing, which I guess comes back to our first question that you had tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so blunt with people anymore that it hurts them. So, and they can't handle their own truth. So I just shut my mouth. Which, we're back to that first thing. So I guess, in a way, you can't. Because people can't handle it, some of them.
Well, that's what, like, people always try to justify with, like, the little white lie.
Yeah, and they're always justifying what they want to do to make themselves feel okay about what they did or how they're behaving.
Is there ever a situation, though? Do you think a lie is necessary? I think so. If you're getting kidnapped.
I don't know. I guess there has to be, or there wouldn't be lies. If they weren't needed, they wouldn't be here. Now that's physiological. Physiological. They wouldn't exist if they weren't needed.
I mean,
I'm a person.
There are situations where it is needed. Yes, I like your cooking. No, that outfit doesn't make you look fat. You know, yes, you need a bra. It's just stupid shit.
Well,
like, it's needed.
You know, say something like that. Your significant other walked in the room and, you know, she says, you know, how do I look, honey, or whatever, and...
You look amazing.
say her one boob hung lower than the other boob or whatnot, and why do you need to pick something out and just totally hurt the person's feelings and knock them down that peg?
Exactly. You go up behind them and you just like lift up that little bit so that her boobs are even, and you let her go. Because I swear, if somebody like let me go out with like one boob lower than the other,
just give
and
her,
just like let my boobs be all cockeyed at like a cocktail party or some shit, and then there was pictures, especially if there was pictures, oh my God, you would have gotten punched in the face.
Yeah, just tell her she looks wonderful and be like...
And then adjust it yourself.
Adjust it yourself and give her a little kiss on the cheek or something, and she'd probably be happy, and then she'd be like, you adjusted it wrong, idiot, why'd you do that for? And then she'll go look in the mirror and adjust it herself, and it'll be perfect. And then she'll feel good about herself, and then, well, you'll be the idiot, I guess. And it works for women, too, you know.
No, you're not going bald.
Exactly. And next thing you know, you're in the mirror shaving your head.
You have the body of an 18-year-old.
Yeah, stuff like that. But you want to lift you do want to lift the people around you's confidence up. You do. Because you get rewarded for it, too.
It's great sex.
Even besides being your significant other, your friends, or, you know.
Yeah. No. I mean, look. Yes, you can live a normal life and not lie. However, I think you would be a very lonely person.
Yeah, it really hurts people. They can't handle their own truth. Because they'll ask you, too. Oh, you like my new thing? And of course you're going to say yeah, because you're proud that they got it. Say somebody brought a new car and it was like the worst.
The shittiest car.
Well, no, even if it's the worst car or whatever, but they're so proud of it, you should help them.
You should be proud of them.
Yeah.
Proud of it for them.
If that's an achievement.
Proud of them for it.
Proud of, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. But if
however that fits, fit it together, and that's what I meant to say.
Even if they're hitting that stupid achievement and you think it's such a small thing, it might be the world to that person.
Yeah.
That might be one of the biggest things. So for you to act like that little thing's not a big deal, might discourage them from even trying again.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So no matter how silly you think the thing is, you should tap your buddy on the back and be like, you did great, man. Unless he did something stupid. Then he deserves, you need to be looking out for your buddy and not letting him do stupid shit.
I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, she feels it.
I feel it. Wow.
We should be
totally spaced out.
People that write this stuff in books and sell the books, because they're like,
what?
There's people that like answer life's questions like this, and they write it in books and sell the books.
Like self-help books.
I don't know what it would be. It'd be
like Guru.
The Bruce and Brooklyn view on cool shit. And then we would answer life's questions in the book, and everybody would live.
Do you
happily.
think the meaning of life is the same for animals and humans?
I think it is, but we fucked it up.
Humans fucked it up?
Yeah, we left and got too civilized, and because even now we brought dogs along and we're starting to bring animals on our side. We're not wild.
What do you think? Is like lazy dogs and stuff. You have like those women who carry their dogs around like in strollers and stuff. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I have.
So like lazy dogs, lazy humans, like we're just like come to the dark side and be lazy.
Well, no, we kind of separated from the animal kingdom at some point, obviously, and started living in houses, and so obviously our reasonings changed. Right.
I feel like,
or our reasonings might be different because we're so intelligent. Or at least people besides me and you are intelligent.
I feel this immense psychic ability with the animals, with your own pets. You know what I mean? Like you're sitting there patting your dog, and your dog's looking at you, and you're looking at the dog. You know what he's thinking.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that you don't.
Mine calls me a dumbass most of the time. My dog's like, stupid, let me out already, stop petting me, I gotta piss.
But I think they're always and not just dogs, you know, any animal,
Any
even
animal.
even a snake. I mean, like any animal, I think is meant to be some form of our companions.
Why do they gotta be your companions? I don't think they
I
should
think-
belong to anybody.
I think that we teach each other a lot. They're meant to be in your life one way or another, whether you ignore it and just know of their existence, or you have them as a pet.
What?
But I think that they
So you mean
are like the most evolved souls.
snakes?
No, animals in general.
So even an animal, every animal should be your pet?
No.
I really misunderstood you, I guess.
think you are.
Well,
I
I'm
think
sorry.
they're just meant to like connect with us in some way.
okay.
And some are like, you know, your dogs and your cats and whatever.
I
Some
talk to
are
my
your
dog.
pets.
I talk to my dog.
But
My dog
some,
hugs me
What
and
I'm
shit.
saying is, some are our pets, but some are like out in like the wild and stuff.
My dog tells me when he needs a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he hugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just said you're saying yeah. Alright, 5 more minutes of that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. One more yeah.
So, why you can't even let me speak? If a child was to somehow survive and grew up in the wilderness without any human contact, how human would they be without the influence of society and culture?
You know, that's a big thing. There's still, like old school communities. You know, Eskimos, Amish, Indians, jungle people,
But
tribes.
they're not raised in the wild.
A
I
tribe
mean,
in
they're
Iraq.
still around people.
Yeah, but they're only around like their little village. So they don't know anything about technology. They have no electricity. They still live in huts. They still live on basics. Think about like a tribe in the jungle.
Yeah.
So,
Like ingenuous. How do you pronounce it? Ingenious?
I don't know what you're saying.
Like the natives.
Yeah, like a tribe.
Yeah. Indigenous.
Yeah, like a rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's islands where they don't have no contact with it. They don't know nothing. They're still using spears and, you know.
There's a story of this girl from Russia. And supposedly she somehow crawled out of her house that she was in. I mean, and it was bad. Like her parents, like they didn't like pay her no attention, and it was like run down. And so I guess she ran away at the young age that she was, and she was raised by wolves.
That's a story.
No, it was on Unsolved Mysteries and stuff.
Really?
And she was raised by wolves, and then she like somehow they found her. It was almost like Mowgli from the Jungle Book, and
Okay.
she would like run on all fours, and she would like howl.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I mean, they wound up having to put her, because this is back in the day, you know. They wound up having to put her in some sort of like mental institution and like reteach her
Like,
everything. Yeah.
huh.
I think it was Russia
They should have left her with her people.
with the dogs.
Well, obviously, if that was her
Could
family.
you consciously do that though? Could you consciously just like let that happen?
I mean, yeah. Well, what are you saving her from? You're not saving her from. You're saving her from her own family. That's all she knows. That wolf's her mom. That other wolf's her dad. All them other wolves in the pack are her brothers and sisters and
Yeah.
family, and they've been taking care of her. So you're just ripping her from her family. I know that would be a weird thing to decide, and I don't think it should be anybody's decision but the girls.
But she would probably be scared. She wouldn't know.
Because she doesn't want to be by you, so she's happy with her family.
Yeah.
Who says what's best for somebody? And instead, she got locked up in a mental place when she was happy running through the woods free. See, she was free. They took her freedom away. She had true freedom, and they didn't like it. You see, that's what I meant in the beginning of the show.
I don't
Man,
know.
you make this so deep, Brooklyn.
I tried.
It is deep.
So
But yeah,
you know
she
how
had true freedom.
I don't know if you guys have heard this. I know you have. But did you see the videos that the Air Force put out of the UFOs that they had gotten?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so keep that in mind with this question now, because it says, what do you think would be humanity's reaction to the discovery of extraterrestrial life? We kind of already know that it's there now.
Well, we kind of knew anyway, but then during coronavirus is when they released the real, and they confirmed that there actually are.
Yeah.
And, well, nobody cared because the world's in a pandemic, so we kind of were just like,
We did kind of like brush over it.
We were like, it lasted like an hour. It
we
was
were like,
like,
holy shit, there's aliens. Oh, yeah, whatever.
we were like, yeah, no shit.
But do you think that that's because, like, society has conditioned us to always think that there is aliens?
Well, Area 51, and I think we knew anyway.
Roswell.
We had an alien show that kind of proved there was aliens.
Hmm?
We had an alien show, space and stuff. We have a space jelly. There's jellyfish aliens.
Oh, our personal show.
That's the only show in the world that anybody should be listening to, Brooklyn. That's where facts are made. You don't even get facts there. Facts are made there.
Do you think it would be like, what was that? Independence Day, the first one.
No.
Where, like, you'd have people, like, going up on top of buildings and abduct me. Signs.
Probably.
Like, do you think every weirdo is just, like, wanting to be, like, dissect me, please?
Probably. There's one for everything. Right?
Do you think that, what do you think they want from us?
Maybe they just want to hang out, and maybe they want to come and be on our show.
Maybe. If you're an alien, you have to let me know.
Yeah, hit us up. Bring your finest of the fine from up in your planet, and
From
we'll...
Galaxy 69.
Galaxy 69. Brooklyn. See, you said something funny, and my button didn't work.
That's cool.
Not really. That's a very expensive button for it not to work.
Oh, well.
Yeah. It's probably me. It's probably not the button.
Do you think religion will ever become obsolete?
It'd be nice. I think it's a lot of war and troubles and greeds and money. It's kind of like another government.
Yeah, it's like the political parties.
It's like the other man.
Yeah,
It's
the
like
other man.
The other man. It's like you got the man, and then you got the other man.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think once people realize that, like, whoever is in charge, whoever you think is in charge of all of us and our souls and the afterlife is love, and that you have to be that love, that's the only religion there needs to be.
You don't have to be religion. Then nobody be fighting.
That's what I'm saying.
There'd be a lot less hate. Just
Hate.
like the political stuff. It's like split and so much hate, and
They do it on purpose. They want to divide us.
I know. And that's like the religion. They do that too. You know, everybody's against each other, and one priest or pope or whoever is in charge of that religion's always wants to get the other religion.
Yeah.
It's always war.
Always.
You know, and
What is
nobody
it
can
good
be one.
for? Absolutely nothing.
Just need to be one.
One
One.
love.
Yeah.
One love.
Yes. Yes. And more yes.
Absolutely.
Triple yes.
I concur.
Concurrence.
I concur.
She concurred.
I concur.
Facts.
Do you think that having a hardship, does that make a person stronger?
Definitely.
If so,
Oh, sorry.
there's part two.
Part two.
Part two. If so, under what conditions and at what point is it too much hardship? If not, what makes a person strong?
Wow. Well, I definitely think the hardships make you stronger if you get through them.
So it's like a lesson learned type thing?
No, because a hardship doesn't have to be something because you did something bad. Or I could see a hardship being because of karma. I could see hardship because like you're kind of getting at with doing something bad. But I could also see hardships that really ain't your fault. a loss of job and laid off and a bad economy or something is really not somebody's fault. Great Depression, all that types of stuff. So that's another hardship where a lot of families and stuff like that, had to tighten their belts and suffer and get through it, and that made the family stronger. And even to this day, from the Great Depressions, a lot of old people pass down little secrets of saving and why they do certain things a certain way or keep certain foods a certain way because they lived in that era. So you know what I mean? So I would say, yeah, hardships definitely teach lessons and make you stronger. And if you can get through them, hardships break a lot of people too.
They do break a lot of people. Sometimes there's, and sadly it happens a lot, depression, suicides.
Yeah. And the smallest little thing could be the biggest thing to someone.
Yeah, it'd be like, that's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yep. What do you think?
I think, like the common saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Okay.
I really, and I believe that each thing is a lesson learned. Good, bad, up, down, right, left.
Even if it's not your fault, you're going to learn lessons and gain wisdom.
Yeah. Like you hear it too with people who have tattoos. Oh, won't you regret that? I never regret anything. That's how I felt at that moment, at that time, and it reminds me of it. I would never not want to be reminded. Obviously, it's getting something like that's a fun experience.
What if it's a pretty crappy time though?
But you still got that tattoo for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the reasoning why you were sitting there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So I really think, life is just this one big lesson. And in order to fully get what I want out of my life, I have to be happy. I have to be loved. I have to make sure that I project what I want people to treat me like and what... does that make sense? Am I making sense?
You're making total sense.
I really feel like...
You feel like feeling.
I feel, lessons.
Wisdom.
That's what...
You gain.
So hardships do make you stronger.
Well, that's like I was saying the other day when you said, would you stay at a certain age or whatever? Mm-hmm. We were having that conversation and I said, you need to get older because you would never live. Because you're not going to have the same wisdom as 30 as you're going to have as you're 50. Even if you were 25 and you lived in 50 years, you're still going to have wisdom of the 25.
Yeah.
Because you physically, mentally not going through that.
I wish that I knew what I know now.
Exactly.
When I was younger. It's a good song. And it's the truth.
It is.
I mean, do you think there's a limit to what humans can create through technology and science?
Now with the aliens keep giving us secrets. It's true though. No. I think we create too much where we get ourselves into trouble and we're starting to kill our home.
Yeah.
But I think we're starting to wise up, or at least our younger generations are starting to wise up and realize that we're killing our home.
Do you think that society could function without laws?
How come you didn't answer the last question, Brooklyn?
I don't know.
It's like I just don't want to anymore.
No, I don't know.
So what was the question then?
The one that I just asked?
Yeah.
Do you think that society can function without laws? Like, do you think that we'd police ourselves? I'd like to think so.
It's a good theory, and I think it could be doable in the right communities, like certain calmer communities. But I don't think the way people live and the way, there's no way now. They already ruined us.
Yeah. I think
people are hurting. They're taxed to death, and there's nothing. They never go back. They never help us.
Nope.
So everybody's broke. So everybody's angry. So no matter what, I don't think it could ever be something like that.
I think...
It goes way beyond policing and lawlessness.
I don't think a society can function without laws until society itself realizes that
Too many people are going to want to break it.
you need to come from a place of love and hope and happiness, and you can't just always be looking out for yourself and your own family. You have to look out for everybody.
Well,
Does that make sense?
No matter what, if you have a group of people, and even if, say it's 10 people and 9 of them say left, you're going to have that one that's going to say right because he doesn't like left. Or if everybody's saying purple, that one guy wants yellow.
Yeah.
So and it's hard for everybody to have.
You always have that
way.
one dickweed.
It doesn't even make him a dickweed though. He just doesn't like it. He's got his own vision. And some of them people that think
some of it's meant to be celebrated, but some of it you gotta get in line there, little ducky.
No, he doesn't, because maybe that one person, he's that one that sees outside the box, and he's the one that takes our society to the next level because he sees things differently.
But what does that have to do with policing people and making sure that, because you can't just not have laws and not have, not police each other. There has to be some sort of ground rules.
I guess. I was just talking and didn't know the question anyway. I was just talking with what you were talking about, and yeah, that sounded pretty good.
Wow. Good job, Bruce.
So what was the question with laws?
Wow. Let's go fuck yourself, Bruce.
Wow. Brooklyn's a hater. They boo a really long time.
They do boo a long time. But no, society and laws.
Society and laws. No, we can't govern ourselves. But we can't have a leader to
Like, does society need laws?
Yeah, but no, but yeah, but no.
And who's to come up with those laws if they does need laws?
The whole thing's fucked.
See, this is why...
Nobody can be in charge, but nobody can have it their way, because whoever we put in charge wants it their way.
This is why philosophy can suck.
Yeah.
Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody has a right way or a wrong way, and everybody has their own reasons for the answers.
Well, that's like, I'm even trying to look at it too, like when we were just talking about, the 9 people, and 9 like purple and 1 yellow. That yellow guy might be real important, and he's not a jerk for being yellow. He just doesn't like purple. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but...
So maybe he shouldn't go with the minority. He should walk to the beat of his own drum. And he should do the best he can. And maybe he'll invent the next best thing where them 9 people that didn't believe in his color now are buying his product. And next he took them to the next...
Well, that's free market. That doesn't have anything to do with
nothing to do with
laws.
free market. It's kind of the same with laws, right? I keep getting lost on this question because it's philosophy.
Alright.
Like, no matter how I think about this question, I think about it and I'm like, alright, here it goes. And I start answering it.
Start talking about 9 out of 10 dentists. I mean...
Why dentists? Alright, so 9 of them use Crest and 2 of them use Aquafresh.
Now there's 11?
Well, the one dude brought his hygienist. Dentists always come with a girl. So actually, there's 20 of them.
No, so does society need laws? I think the answer is yes, but I think that...
The answer is no.
It's a morality question there. Who's supposed... because right now, let's all pretend that we're starting our own, our own country. We all just, wound up on this island.
They're not going to give you a permit for that. It's our own country.
Shut the fuck up. So it's our own country, all right? So now we have, we don't need no stinking laws, da-da-da-da, right? So I'm trying to sleep, and your loud ass is awake past freaking 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but we don't have no laws. So
you kept everybody up, right? So that sucks, right? So that's like the first straw. Let it go. Second straw. You and Joe Blow down the street got into an argument.
Joe Blow down the street.
And you killed him. But there's no laws. So is that allowed? Right? So then, I let that go. Next night...
Well, then everybody can get away with whatever they want.
Yeah. So you need some sort of ground
Ruling.
rules. But then that's where
Who decides
morality
ground rules?
comes in. Yeah. That's where morality. Who's gonna decide these laws?
And that's where voting and all that represented. But they don't listen once it gets so
No.
far ahead. The system got broke down
I
the
think
road.
it needs to be interchangeable.
And
Like,
smaller.
more often.
And smaller.
And smaller. Definitely smaller.
Too big.
Way, way too big.
Yeah.
And there should not be any cash incentive to those positions.
No, they should be freebies. Maybe they should have Brooklyn and Bruce do it.
Yeah. Brooklyn and Bruce for president.
We'll run this bitch.
But,
Oh, that was the wrong button. They're laughing at us. They're supposed to cheer, guys. What's wrong with you?
but for real, think about it, man. I mean,
We could share this
those,
shit.
like, 2-year terms,
Let's forget
right?
about money.
Maybe you could, we'll give you, like, I don't know, 2 terms max, like president. So 2-year terms.
That's already what it is.
2-term, no, it's like forever.
President?
No, the freaking, like, Senate and stuff.
Let's not even talk about politics.
And then you should be a certain, like, in-between age. Otherwise, you could, like, die in the presidency. That
You
was
know what I
sad.
think about politics, Brooklyn?
Boo. We can get rid of that boo.
That's why every time it's politics come on the show, that's the politic button.
It's not politics. I'm just saying, like, rules in general. And
Yeah,
how
I
think
know.
It should be.
It's broken anymore. I
It's
think they had a
definitely
good
broken
idea
system.
and it got broke with greed and money, and
Heritage.
we said the same thing earlier in the show with religion.
Yep.
It's, you know, brothers.
Look, there's some subjects that you're just, in any type of conversation, you're not going to be able to avoid.
Avoid.
You know what I mean?
It's easy to avoid.
But,
You know how I avoid things?
why don't you go do some plugs? You want me to do the plugs?
I did the raffle in the
You did
beginning
do the
of the
raffle.
show.
I was really proud of you. You did a very good job doing that raffle.
And that's the only part we need to work on.
Was the raffle?
Just our serious parts of the
Yeah,
show.
our serious.
It's the hardest
have
part.
A very
It's a
hard
struggle.
time being serious.
For both of us, it's a real struggle
I don't
trying to
think
get
I've been
that through.
I don't think I've been serious my entire life.
I'm always serious.
You are. You're the stickler. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, you can follow us on Twitter at Pot of Coffee 1. Subscribe to Pot of Coffee Podcast on YouTube and the WeTube. And find our Pot of Coffee on Facebook.
Like our pot of coffee on Facebook.
Like our Pot of Coffee on Facebook. Is that okay?
That's
Did I
okay.
do a good job?
I think we did good. We did better than last show. Last show I threw the paper and I couldn't read. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, bleh. All right, we'll see everybody later.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.